Alright everybody, I made a little mechanism to hold my phone so I can record while I show y'all how I'd deflesh a skull so I can make a European mount. Pretty much the same thing as caping a skull. Like if you're gonna mount it on make an actual wall mount. Let me get my gloves on. I don't use gloves all the time, I just do it to stay clean because I'm going to touch my phone every once in a while. I'm going to try to do this quick. Hope it's not a long, boring video. I just did one and I figured might as well show y'all how I do it. Anyways, I just did this cool buck as a messed up 8-pointer. Took all the hide off, cut off the extra meat. Here's the skin. I go around the antlers, and I come all the way down, but if you're doing taxidermy, if you're going to actually mount it, you only want to go like 6 or 7 inches and slide it around. But I'm not doing that, I'm just going to make European mounts. So right now what I have is a nice 10-point buck. I don't know how well you can see this, my camera's up there. And what you need are gloves and some knives, some sharp little knives. I actually got a cheap $20 set from Academy. I keep it sharp all the time. They actually work pretty good. And my wife got this free paring knife from Walmart for free. They had a giveaway, so it actually helps. This buck has been killed or dead for a few weeks. You can tell how it's all black. The more fresh it is, the easier it's going to be. The hide works better with you. So now what you're going to do is your cut between antlers from the base, the burr of the antler, cut to the next one, and then I just cut all the way down. If you're going to mount it, you only want to go 6 or 7 inches and work around it. Sorry, it's cold here. I'm shaking. That's why I'm in the shed this time, and I have the actual door closed. I'm wearing shorts and flip-flops for some reason. Probably gonna get blood and stuff on my feet, but it's alright. So what I'll do is get my sharp knife. Always keep them sharp. Start at the burr of the antler. Just stab in there. This takes practice. I mean, I've only done this a few times, so. And you always want to cut from underneath, just because you won't be cutting as much hair, especially if you're actually gonna mount it. You can't really see it. But this one's a lot harder than the one I just did because it's older. If I don't talk that much, I'm sorry. I'm not used to talking to people. I learned on the first few schools that I did myself. I guess all the scraping and everything you'll do with your knife, it all shows up. So the less the better. Just be very careful. So I'll start working with this. I cut across, and I'm going to cut down some, because you're going to have to work the hide around the antler. God, this one's a lot tougher. Makes it a lot harder. So it's best to either freeze them, so it'll be easier to work with, or do it right away. This guy just called me and asked if I could do it for him. I was like, sure. Of course he's going to pay me, but so I want to be extra careful. Actually take my time, because normally I don't. There's actually a lot of these videos on YouTube. Better quality, at least. I'm just doing this to show y'all on Tumblr how I do it normally. Now this is the easy part. cutting a straight line across. The actual hard part is going around the antlers. Some people use screwdrivers and they'll go and then they'll pry it around it. I haven't mastered that, so I'm just doing what I started off doing, which is just getting my knife and just wiggling it all the way to the bird till it pretty much just comes off just like that did. You could hear when it pops. So I cut pretty much around here. I don't know how well you can see. It's weird, if you see my phone, I have a C-clamp on it, and I have it going through an actual workout machine, then I have a string pulling it back to angle it down, so I thought it was pretty cool. Then you work back in, cutting underneath, kind of loosening up the skin some. Now that I do this, I come all the way down. If you're going to mount it, like I said, you only want to go so far and work around that so you can actually mount it on your antlers correctly without it looking stupid. But for my purpose, I'm going to go all the way down, skin it around. It's a lot easier. So now I'm going to work my way up or work my way back. Remember, have your knife underneath and pull up. I wish I would have showed you on the other school before. It was way easier than this. This one's real hard. It makes me look stupid in front of you, but oh well. I'm still learning, so. Remember, you want to cut up so you don't cut hair if you're going to mount it or whatever. Good to have a knife sharpener, because this actually puts some pretty good work on your knife. I like that knife for it to work around my antlers, so I don't want to really use it that much. But I'm going to use a different knife just to do all the hard work and get going. I can resharpen it as I go. As you can see, it's pretty rough right now. Alright, now that I'm down to all the way at the bottom, as you can see, all the way to the bottom, so I'm just going to start working it. It's going to suck just because all the dry blood and everything. I'll just cut that around it, work around that, screw that. Just start flushing this. Get as much as you can. I mean, you're going to have to work. The way I do it, you got to work the neck a little bit. Then you're going to have to come back around the antlers, work the neck a little bit. Okay, I just have to play with it. Don't take that in a dirty way either. Just kidding. I know y'all can't really see good, but I don't have a person to hold the camera. I just have my little workout machine that I don't use. That's why it's in the storage. And this is good for one thing, right? There we go. Now, if you were going to actually mount it, of course you wouldn't want that much meat on the hide. You'd have to deflesh it. But me, I don't care. I'm just going to throw it away. When it comes to the ears, there's like a pretty hard, it's all cartilage. Pretty much just cut right through it. Try to get as close to the skull as you can. It won't be too bad. Alright, so I got this. So now I could work on the antlers on the back part right here and right here. And then eventually work around and then come down and cape the face. But like I said, if you're doing an actual mount, you wouldn't come all the way down like I have. Anyway, I'll start working on the antlers some. Like I said, some people say get a screwdriver, kind of shove it in there, and kind of wiggle it and work around and pry it. I just use a knife. It's kind of easier to me. But you really don't want to be digging into the skull. Kind of want to go up the antler. Just slightly wiggling it while it's cutting. Actually, this ain't the knife I'm looking for. This is. I like to do work on one side, halfway. That's where I can stop, work on the other. You kind of pull with your left hand while you're cutting. Kind of helps it. Helps you know when you're pretty much there. Of course, while you're doing it, while you're working around it, you continue scraping it so you can pull easier. You always want to pull, kind of use the membrane to pull it apart, or pull it so you can see the membrane. You're not really scraping the skull, you're just scraping the membrane off. Or cutting it. Like I said, when it's a finished product, you can pretty much see everywhere you scrape. So try to do as less possible as you can. Of course you're going to get some, but especially when it's for other people. Alright, I'm already around this antler. It's not the best, but we can work with that. So then I'll start on this side. See what's easier. I just wiggle it up so I get to the bird of the antler. I'm pulling with my other hand, that's why you can hear it snap. I guess if you're left-handed, it'll be easier for you on the right side. If you're right-handed, it's easier on the left side for you. Don't be scared to move the skull however you want it. Just so it can be easier. You may have to step on it, do whatever to keep it balanced. Usually, people don't have a lot of meat on here, they'll actually cut it. We're supposed to. This guy didn't, so. I I'll have to cut that off in just a second. I'll show you how I cut that as well. Here part's kind of stubborn, so kind of got to work with it. Probably a longer video than you want to watch, but I'm trying to take my time since it's not for myself. If y'all know how to do this a better way, feel free to tell me. Any suggestions, any questions? Like I said, I'm still learning as well. I like to learn new things. If it's just me, I hate being complacent. Plus, I think deer are freaking beautiful. They taste good. It's fun to hunt them. Like I said, I'm not a trophy hunter, I just hunt for the meat. If it has a nice rack, that's a bonus. I only killed 3 deer this year. So, here in Texas, you can kill up to 5. I know some places I was talking to, like a few of y'all, like you can only kill 1, either 1 buck or 1 doe. Here you can kill up to 5, no more than 3 buck. So, actually today's the last day for regular deer season. It starts to spike in antlerlist for the next 2 weeks. It's actually been deer season. Since I'm a bow hunter, I get an extra month, which I started in September 28th. So it's about a good 4 months of deer season here in Texas. I know some of y'all actually have to have a couple or a certain week or so that y'all could actually hunt. Kind of sucks. Also, I know a lot of y'all can't use feeders and stuff. Here you can. You know, a lot of y'all say it's cheating, but whatever. I like to stalk animals, stalk deer when I'm hunting them. But I also like to just sit in the deer blind. Now you start cutting down. Now that both antlers are done, start working your way down. If you're ever going to keep this around the eyes, you want to be careful and make sure you cut it out pretty good. Like I said with the neck, just got to work it down while you're working the face down. So. Don't want to scrape the bone. But you don't have to be scared either way, so like, you know, I'm saying you could be rough a little bit, you're going to have to. Kind of working it. Working the meat. Alright, I'm down to one eye. I pull up the skin best I can, cut as close to the skull as I can. Still pulling the eye up. trying to get all the membrane that's close to it, the eyebrows, everything. So that's really if you're gonna mount it and do some kind of cape with it. I just pull and slice, pull and slice. You don't really want to scrape the eye socket because, like I said, you'll leave scars in it. I know y'all can't really see close-ups and everything, but sorry. I know a few of you have told me before I need better quality pictures and videos. I just use my cell phone. That's why everything's not good quality. So, sorry about that too, but I don't want to waste money. It's not really wasting, it's investing. I'd rather spend it on something else. Like, I actually hunt with the crossbow. I'm actually selling that this week and buying my first compound bow. And now my wife got addicted to bow hunting as well. So, these 2 deer skulls that I'm going to make European mounts, that money's going towards a bow. At least we're going to save up for her and buy her a nice one. So, if you know anything about bow hunting, know any good bows or starter bows, let us know what you think, what you like, or what you use. So this one I didn't pull far enough. Kind of slid a hole in around the eye. But since I'm not going to mount it, it really don't matter. But for y'all who are, you can stick your finger in there. Just cut real close. Just cut a hole in it, which is not very great, but it works. And the key for everything is just pull it, you'll see the membrane. All you literally have to do is slice the membrane away and slip them off. Alright, so I've got pretty much the forehead and everything gone. Since this has a whole bunch on the neck, I'm going to go ahead and work the neck some. So I could actually pull it around the face. This deer was shot somewhere in the neck, so that's where this heart thing is, the big old gash wound. At first the guy that shot it, when he told me about it, he didn't know if he had broken the jaw or anything. He didn't know how the European mount would come out. So I'm just give it to me, I'll skin it and I'll look at it. So I've got to look at that. Yeah, his tongue and everything's messed up right there. I'll go ahead and cut that out. He's missing half a jawbone. So, anyways, if you're gonna save this and actually mount it, you want to cut under the gums, around the nose, and stuff like that first, probably. For me, I just go along the side. Comes out pretty good either way. But if I was going to mount it, I would actually do that first. Because you'll see, all I'm doing is pulling it and working it. Working as close to it as I can. I don't get all the gums. This one's actually taking me a while. I usually do it quicker, but trying to do it a little better and trying to show y'all. do it. And this one's been sitting out for a while, so it's a lot tougher. It's kind of hard with this missing a bottom jaw. Kind of weird, actually. I would actually peel it off on the bottom first and work my way to the top, but the bottom jaw is cut into two. All you do is go along, pull it, go along the skull, and cut the membrane. Pretty much it. There you have it. You have skull's pretty much ready. You can see the bottom jaw is blown out. Luckily, the top skull looks intact, so it should be fine. Here's that hide. Once I turn it back inside out, you can see the bottom jawbone is still attached where it was shattered. You have the gums and everything still look alright. Like I said, if you were gonna actually mount it, I'd cut out around the lips first, and then do this. Pretty much have your cape. And like I said, if you're gonna mount it as well, you'd only want to go around here, cut 6 inches down, act like this is still attached, and pull your skull out of there. Then you'll be able to mount this on you'll deflesh it and mount it on a foam mount, I believe, by your ears and everything. So there's that. Now to take this, how to take this off the extra neck, because you want to get as much meat off as possible. Kind of just fill it in the back of the skull, start cutting. You just start cutting. You don't want to actually cut the skull. You can see where it bends. So now let's cut close to the bottom if I can. Slice its throat. Snap it sharp and sharpen it. Now when you cut it, see how it bends like that? I just used a little bone saw that came with the package of knives. I don't want to get my skull, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave a little. As you can see, my bone saw is pretty dull. Don't want to break the antler tips while they're doing this, so take your time. You've got to work it a little bit, work it. There you go, here's the neck piece. Now what you have is your skull back there. You can see this, I was cutting into a neck bone. So that's good, I wasn't hitting the actual skull. This will come off. when you start cleaning it. So there you have it. You can take off as much meat and either set it out or boil it. He's still got corn in his throat he was eating when he was killed. So hope y'all learned something. If you have any questions, ask. I don't know much, but what I know, I'll tell you. Thank you for watching.